Hey there, I'm going to walk you through how to build a donation page on For Good Cause, like the page that you see here. These are simple, secure, mobile-friendly pages that allow your nonprofit to be able to easily accept donations online. Sometimes they're used in conjunction with other pages that we have on the platform, like landing pages, pages that are created to help you promote either a donation campaign or perhaps an event. But for purposes of this tutorial, we're going to focus on building the donation page, the actual page that's going to accept those gifts for you. So let's tab over to our demo account here. We have a little fictional charity that we do demos with, the Bruce Wayne Bat Sanctuary. Once you're logged into your account, you're going to click on campaigns. That'll show you the list of your current campaigns that you have with us. You can build unlimited campaigns, unlimited pages. If you have something, maybe a donation page that you built before that could work very well as your new donation page, maybe with some changes, we do have a duplicate function. Click the three little dots and click duplicate, and you'll be able to build a donation page that's very similar to something that you've done before. To kind of help show all the configurations for a donation page, we're actually going to create something from scratch. So I'm going to click Create Campaign here on the top. I'm going to click Donation Page. I'm going to click Continue. And there's three basic tabs that we're going to be filling in for our donation page: Campaign Info, some basic settings for the page, the campaign, the donation page itself, the content, copy, and configurations of accepting the donation, and notification, the emails that are going to go out from the system to your donors. So let's start under Campaign Info. And first thing we're going to do is define a unique name for the campaign. Let's pretend this is an everyday donation page, something that's trying to catch those donations all year long through your website. We're going to call this website campaign. The next thing you'll configure is part of the URL that you can customize. So your donation page will be at 4agc.com/donate/ your customized piece of the URL. This is for the Bat Sanctuary, so we're going to type in bats. And when you just type in your URL slug, we will tell you what's available. Of course, URLs have to be unique across the platform. We're going to put in a campaign goal, how much you're looking to raise for this particular campaign. A campaign goal is not shown on a donation page. I should also note the campaign name is not shown to donors anywhere. That's just for you to track in your reporting. The goal can only be shown on a landing page and only if you choose to enable that. So not on a donation page itself. Next thing up, we're going to configure our payment options that we want on this page. How can folks pay for a donation? So we will connect this to a gateway. And we're going to enable Google Pay and Apple Pay, which is available to you on For Good Cause, PayPal. We're going to enable e-check, which is bank transfer options. I'll go ahead and turn on Invoice Me. Invoice Me is something that's typically only used for big ticket events, things of that nature, where you want someone to register online, but they're going to pay you offline. So most of the time, our clients are enabling e-check if they use authorize.net as their payment gateway. PayPal, Google Pay, and Apple Pay for their wallets. We always want to make sure you turn on the processing fee as. This is where you'll ask donors if they would be willing to give an extra 4% to help you offset your processing fees. Now, unlike virtually every other platform out there, For Good Cause does not take this for ourselves. We do not take a per transaction platform fee. So when $100 is given and check the box to go to $104, those extra $4 go to your nonprofit. You can choose whether you want them to opt into this option, or if you check this, they will opt out. Let's put in some contact information for the form. This is going to appear in the footer of the page that you built with us. Now we're going to set a color scheme for the page. Primary colors are foreground buttons. Secondary colors are backgrounds. We're looking for hex codes here. You certainly can choose from the color picker that we have, but I've got some codes ready to go here. A yellow and black that will work for the Bruce Wayne Bat Sanctuary brand here. We'll copy these in. Then you're going to put the campaign logo. Now this should be your organization's logo. This is something that's going to appear at the top of the page. It's there to brand your organization. It's there to help the donor understand exactly who they are giving to. And I have a logo for this organization. I'll load that. The next thing you can configure is tagging. So tags are little one-word, two-word identifiers that can be automatically placed on a contact record and for a good cause. This can be used to help segment donors for later, help you identify them. You know, in this case, that hey, this is a donor that gave to this campaign. It's used a lot in events. You want to track who came to the event. You want to be able to pull a list of those that came to the event. Maybe this donation page that we're building is a specialized campaign, maybe for end of the year, something like that. You might want to tag that this person gave at end of the year. Again, you could pull that list, do some segmentation for outreach, maybe at the next time you're doing an end of year campaign. We'll tag this, tag these folks that give as a website donor. That means they found us through the website and gave there. Campaigns are active when you build them. That means that when you hit the page, you can do business with that page. You can make a gift. Doesn't mean people can find it. You'll have to link to these pages before they are truly active and people can make donations, so they have to be able to find that page. If you ever need to take a page down, you can switch the status to inactive, and the donor will just see a message that says this campaign is inactive and you can't do any business there. So you always want to make sure that it is active when you put it out to the public. You can put campaigns into test mode. That means that when you make a donation on the page, it will not take money off the card. It will not record the transaction in our reporting. Just a way for you as an administrator to see the workflow, to see both the donation page and the confirmation screen. Always make sure that it's not in test mode when you put it out to the public. They will think they are giving when they actually are not. If you do have a campaign that is a limited run campaign, you only want to run it between two particular dates. You can check this box to enable the date range. You'll see that it grays out the campaign state here. So it kind of takes over. What we really do is we're looking for the end date. Once we go past the end date, we will switch the campaign from active to inactive. Again, you can always change it manually. Or if you can't be at your desk, if you can't, don't have your phone with you, because For Good Cause is mobile friendly, on the back end here, you can enable a date range to cover that. We will skip that option and we'll click next step. The next thing we are configuring is the donation page itself. So if we go back and look at the example here, you have things like a headline, you have an appeal, images that would go with the campaign. And then you've got options for the configurations that you place on the form itself. So I've got some content copy ready to go here. So I'm going to plug this in. The first couple of things we're going to look at is a headline and an appeal. So your headline is there to create a call to action on the page, and the appeal is there to support that call to action. Basically letting people know why a gift should be made. So I've got some things ready to go here, like a headline, help protect bat populations. an appeal as to why a gift should be made. You can configure the button that's at the bottom of the page. Donate Now works pretty well. You can add images to your page. You want to certainly create an emotional connection with the donor. They want to kind of see the impact of your work or your work in action. If you click here, you'll kind of see where those images will output. Campaign image on the right, banner image above the headline there. You don't have to use really either one, but we do recommend using at least one so that you can, again, create that visual for the donor. When you upload something, we always tell you the pixel size that we're looking for. Best practice is to size it exactly to that, then upload it, and that'll be something that should fit for you. I've got a cute little bat image that I'll put on here. The next thing you configure is the types of donations that you want to accept. We certainly recommend both asking for monthly and one-time. We have a lot of clients now that are defaulting to monthly, becoming a recurring first organization. Certainly a monthly donor, because they give for close to 8 years, I think the new statistics are, they're going to be much more valuable to you in the long term. So a lot of nonprofits now are saying, hey, monthly is the best way to give to us, to support us long term. Maybe thinking about one time as the alternate option there. For those that do check out for one time, we certainly recommend you check this box to enable a pop-up offer to ask a one-time giver to convert over to monthly. With that, just check the box. Just provide an image that should be used. We've got a little flying bat that we'll put there. Next thing, the next kind of sections here is you're really looking at the default or suggested amounts for one-time and monthly. You can change these. You just edit them in the box here. These are ranges that have worked really well for us in the over 2 decades that we've been doing this. So a monthly gift from 10 to 100, a one-time from 50 to 1,000. On the right, you can decide which one you want to be the default suggestion when the page loads. We typically do 25 for a monthly donation, 100 for a one-time. And then with each amount, if you want to do this, and we certainly recommend this, is you can enable impact statements. Impact statements are little short statements that you can associate with each amount that would demonstrate to the donor the impact that they can make at that level. This really can help donors understand, the impact that they can make, and a lot of times that will spur them to making a larger gift once they understand what you can do with the money. It doesn't necessarily mean this is exactly where you'll spend the money. You're just trying to provide examples of the impact that you can make. I'm going to turn that on, and I've got some examples ready to roll here that I'm going to paste in. First, we're going to do the monthly things like, hey, place a bat in a foster home. I'd like to see that, actually. That would be a lot of fun. So you should think about, at these levels, what can your donors do for your organization? Sometimes it's hard to quantify. Sometimes it's hard to quantify what donors are doing for you. So maybe you can say, kind of think about the different things where do you put the money that comes in for donations? How do you spend that? And then kind of reverse engineer from there. I tried to think of some just general things about helping bats for our fictional charity here, and that's what I'm putting in. Like fund our bat monitoring program for 3 months. You can do that with a $250 gift. The more you show the impact of a donation, the more likely a donor is to give at that level. If you do enable impact statements, You'll need to fill this in for every level and other. For the other, you can just be kind of generalized about your statement there. So we've got that filled in. The next thing that you want to do is a thank you message. This will be what appears on screen after the donation is complete. This doesn't have to be your full-blown thank you email or print thank you letter. This is something short and sweet to say thank you, and then a reminder of how you're going to use the gift or the impact that they're going to make. Next thing you want to do is set up gift designations if you need them. So this is something that's optional. Some of our clients take completely unrestricted gifts and they don't want donors to designate their gift for a specific program or purpose. But if you do want to allow them to do that, all you have to do is start typing in gift designations and click add, and that will go in the list here for you. So I'm going to add some here. Where the need is greatest, education, and these are kind of appearing for me because I've used them other places here in the platform. So I've used these gift designations before. We'll add research, and we'll add habitat preservation. These are things, well, I really wanted habitat preservation as number 2. You can just drag them and move them around. If I want to get rid of them, you can just click the X there. You do have an option to turn on an other choice, and that would prompt the donor to enter their other designation that they want to let you know about. If you want to allow donations in honor or in memory of a loved one, click Tribute Enabled here. Certainly something that we recommend, especially for an everyday giving page. You can decide whether you also want to enable those extra form fields on mobile. You know, adding extra fields on mobile, it just takes a little bit longer to get through, so that's why we added this as a secondary option there. Typically, I would not enable that unless your nonprofit gets a lot of tribute giving. We certainly have clients like hospice clients and things like that that get a lot of in memorial gifts, so it can be something very useful for in that case. And if you feel like you're going to get a lot of memorial in honor gifts, then turn it on mobile so donors can give from anywhere to do that. You can add custom fields to your donation forms. They can either be text fields, checkbox, or drop-down options. You decide whether they would be required or not. You're just putting in your question or your label for what you're looking for. And you can add multiple fields if you need to. Just click the X to get rid of them there. You never want to turn your donation form into a survey, but if there's something that you need to ask, you can add a field for that. I'm going to turn on, we have a little catch-all field. We call it the donor comment. It's basically, it tells the donor, hey, if there's anything you want to tell us about your donation, leave that comment here. We do have a text to donate feature. If you enable this, you check the little box there, and then you put in a keyword. Let's try bats. Yep, that's available. So keywords have to be unique across the platform. So if I texted bats to 844-422-6444, I would get a message back that says thank you. To donate to the Bruce Wayne Bat Sanctuary, click here, and it would be a link to this donation page that you're building. This is used a lot at in-person events, on signage, anywhere you think your donors are going to kind of be in person and have their phones. This is a way that you can get them there. Maybe in conjunction with a QR code, for example. So this tab, we configured the content, the configurations of the page itself, and we click Next Step. The final step is notifications. That's notifications to the donor and notifications to you guys. So the first thing we need to set is where are these thank you emails going to come from? So I'm going to set this up to come from Alfred. He is our administrator for the Bruce Wayne Bat Sanctuary. Any email that you set here, we need to go through something called domain authentication. So just in general, you can't use a Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo Mail. You can't use a personal email to send out receipts through For a Good Cause. They need to be a corporate email of some type. And then we will have some entries, some DNS entries for you to put on your domain that will let the internet know that For a Good Cause is a legit place where these emails can come from so that they don't get considered spam. So if it's the very first time you ever build a campaign in For a Good Cause, you'll want to connect with us to get your domain authentication done. Once you've done it once, you'll be good to go across any campaign that you build with us. Next, you're going to configure the thank you message that goes out over email. So I've got something ready to go here. With these emails, you never have to worry about dear first name, dear donor. You don't have to worry about the details of the gift. All you have to put in here is your thank you message. And you typically, what you're looking to do is you first say thank you. You remind them of how the gift's going to be used. You make sure it's signed from a real person. Include contact information so if donors have questions. Include some tax information. No goods and services were provided to you in exchange for this gift. An email receipt is a tax-friendly receipt. So include all of that to make sure that it is. You also can configure a recurring email thank you. So this goes out after the first donation every month for a monthly gift. So with this, you're really stressing the ongoing nature of the donation. This will send a receipt every single month. Let's put our signature on there. So we say, hey, we could say for being, let's change that to being thank you for being a recurring donor, your ongoing generosity. So you're really talking about their ongoing support of your organization. And you have the ability to generate a print thank you letter. Those can be generated in For a Good Cause with the donation. If you click here, you'll see our little help guide for that. It does have a sample as to what those look like. So in the side of the campaign, you're configuring the thank you message that goes in the middle of this. We will put your logo, we'll put the date, we'll put the donor's information, we'll put the record of the gift, your information in the footer there. You're configuring the thank you message that goes in between there. So if you want to use that, check the box and then put that in there. I, of course, have something ready to go. A lot of our clients will print these off, write a little handwritten note in the margins and mail those out after, of course, after the donor's already gotten our email. Thank you. So with this one, you might leave a little space there to handwrite the name, in this case, Bruce Wayne. Then, does anybody in your organization need to be alerted when donations happen? So in real time, we can alert you to a donation. So we'll call this, let's say Alfred wants to get alerted. So we just enter email in there, click add. You also can check off anybody else that needs to be alerted. And you do want to get alerted when recurring donations happen or recurring donations fail. So these are the thank you messages that go out from the system on your behalf. Click finish. And then we have our new campaign here. You see, we've got the name of the campaign. Underneath the name is a link to go out to the page. I always can come back and edit this by clicking the three little dots and click edit. Right? When I do come back and edit, there may be tabs that are available that you may not have built initially. You can ignore those unless you need to add those to a campaign, like a landing page or an event page, which is used for registration. So the link to your page is underneath the name of the campaign. See the little outbox there. You click to go to that page, copy the URL, and then that's what you're going to link to from your website, from emails you send out, from social media postings, from direct mail pieces, anywhere that you are asking for a gift, you're going to send the donor to a page that you've built with us. Just as an example of how a nonprofit, might link to this, this is one of our clients. They have, donate buttons all over their website. So when I click that, it launches their everyday donation page in a tab right next to the website. And then you have the ability to give. We make these pages standalone so that we can help you take care of all the security for you. Make sure that the pages are mobile friendly. So no matter how small or large the device, they'll be able to easily give. And then we isolate the donor with one decision. The one decision that they have is to move forward, fill out the form, and click donate. Once you have them, you can market to them in any way you see fit. Let's actually run through quickly a donation on our demo page that we put together. So you see we had monthly, that was the default. We have our impact statements at every single level. We enabled our roundup to help offset processing fees. I'm going to check out with a one-time gift here. We have our gift designations here. We have our tribute giving. On this account, on the demo account, we actually also have some employer matching opportunities there. I'll choose Invoice Me just to move us past the credit card stuff. This page knows who I am, loads in my information. We do have our little Remember Me feature. And this is our catch-all field. And if you want to, when I click the checkout, you'll see the one-time to monthly offer that we enabled on the back end. So as a donor, I'm going to switch my one-time gift to a monthly gift to make a long-term contribution to this organization. Click submit. At this point, we fire off an email thank you on your behalf, which comes from you guys with your customized thank you. We push the donor onto this thank you screen where they get that other on-screen customized thank you that we configured. They can print the details of their gift. They can share your site out on social media, connect it with your social media pages, maybe look up their employer for the employer matching. And then they'll have an option if they want to create a donor account, completely optional. And we'll certainly talk about that, I'm sure, in another video. So easy one-step giving process that's easy to create, easy to give through. Let me know if you have any questions as you build your first donation page on For Good Cause.